Hello everybody, this is Shady here, and a few new details have come out about the Switch 2, and some that I'm not really happy about personally, and in my opinion, I really feel like this could be kind of a 3DS moment for Nintendo. And what am I talking about? Well, obviously, we've got the first thing, which is the pricing of the games is kind of ridiculous. See, it's a weird thing because it's not so bad over here in the UK, because yeah, it looks like brand new games are going to be £75, but it's more the issue that, you know, in America these are going to be up to 90 for the physical versions. Digital versions are going to be a little cheaper. Yeah, so you save about £8 digitally in the UK, and I think it's about $10 in America. But for me, the real issue is that there's no kind of set price point for games, and it seems very all over the place. So the new Donkey Kong game is going to be a little cheaper, but Mario Kart's going to be 75. But if you buy it with the console, it's only going to be like an extra 30 or something, because it's $395 for the console and $425 with the bundle in the UK anyway, and it's an extra 50 in America, $50. But yeah, for some reason the game is like twice the price of that if you buy it separately, which is ridiculous. I understand, you know, obviously they want to make the value proposition of the console better, which I get it is, but there's really no, like, I'm struggling to understand why Nintendo think they can charge that amount for the games. I understand, you know, 70 is about the standard, but none of these games look any better than what they were on the Switch. And I know it's not all about graphics, but like, yeah, realistically, there's no reason. You know, they're making a profit on the console, so you know, why do they need to have it be that expensive? You know, but I mean, you know, gaming is a hobby and it's optional. But yeah, I mean, you know, when I pick this thing up, I'm not going to be picking up that many games personally. I'll probably be waiting for sales and the like, for a lot of things. But yeah, obviously if I get this bundle with Mario Kart, I'll be fine. But yeah, I don't think I'll be buying it separately otherwise. Yeah, but that's not really the annoying thing that the next one is. Basically, I mean, this is kind of not just solely with Nintendo, but basically, it looks like a lot of games that are bigger are going to require downloads. So the carts are just going to be keys. Essentially, because they decided they're not going to make develop new cartridges. I mean, this was always my worry, by the way, with this system. They're going to be basically using the same cartridges, just in a red case instead of the grey one. So it's going to be 32 gigabytes. So yeah, most games, as we know, will go way above that. Some brand new games are over 100 gigabytes. I'm sure file size will be smaller on the Switch. But yeah, you're going to be required to get to have to download it. So you just pop it in and it downloads it off the store, which means you require an internet connection, and you're going to need more internal memory, because the problem is it only has 256 gigabytes, and you have to get a specific SD card, which is going to cost you an extra 50 quid. So you're going to need to buy that. It looks like there's certain games that will be fully on cart, like it looks like Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition will be, which is awesome, and the new Mario Kart. But then there's random ones like the new the Bravely Default Remaster, which is only 11 gigabytes, is required to download. Like, why? Like, this is the problem now. They're gonna, I mean, they set a precedent where developers can essentially just choose to have the smallest amount. Like, I don't know how small these go, maybe 8 gigabytes. They can just get hold of the cheapest carts and just give you a download key, when they could easily just get the bigger version and fit it all on there. It's so stupid. I really don't like that. I think that's, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not just with Nintendo. We've seen this a lot with the, you know, the whole smart delivery thing on the Xbox Series systems, a lot of games on PS5 as well. Thankfully, no first parties from Sony, but yeah. Obviously, Assassin's Creed Shadow was the latest one. I think all the Call of Duty games do this. Jedi Survivor, stuff like that. I mean, thankfully, like, you know, Square Enix actually put Rebirth on 2 discs on PS5, but yeah. But obviously, like I said, the fact that a lot of games, I'm sure they will just shrink them down for the Switch in comparison to the console versions, and talk about third-party games there. But yeah, I think for the most part, the majority of games will end up just being keys. Yeah, so you may as well just buy your games digitally then, I guess. I mean, I'm sure, you know, you'll still probably be able to get them secondhand and trade them in and the like, but yeah, I don't think trading value is going to be that high with certain games because of this, because there's nothing on there. And also, you know, the best part about the Switch for most of the games is that they're on the cart, and it means that the whole library is preserved. But it's not going to be the case with this one, because my real issue here, you know, even though, like I said, I'm going to pick this thing up, but it's long term, you know, will there be a Switch 3? Or will Microsoft decide, or Sony, Nintendo, sorry, will they decide to just go for like a traditional home console next after this? Maybe, we don't know. They could end up doing something completely different. So will these games even be compatible with the next model or the next system? Obviously that's probably not for another 8 years or so, but still, it's a concern long term. But yeah, like I said, you know, it's just, it really, for me anyway, it's really kind of soured the whole thing. You know, like I said, this feels like the kind of 3DS moment where a lot of the pricing is way too high for what you're really getting in comparison. Because, you know, I mean, it's obviously, you know, like I said, Nintendo don't sell at a loss. So, but when you think about it, this is actually more expensive than a PS5 digital. Way more expensive than a Series S, and those are much more powerful bits of hardware. Yeah, so, you know, it was just like with the 3DS when that launched, that was the price of or yeah, around the same price or a bit more expensive than PS3 and 360. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, obviously, if it doesn't do too well, I'm sure Microsoft will give it like a £50 price cut or something, and I'm sure there'll be, you know, unlike the Switch one, they'll have to do that, you know, because the good thing about the first Switch was it launched at a decent price, you know, $280 or whatever, whereas, you know, I think this one, maybe Nintendo are anticipating that, you know, in case it doesn't sell, they can cut the price, and, you know, kind of still make somewhat of a profit off it. You never know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say anyway. Yeah, I mean, we've got to wait and see for more details, and I'm really interested to see how this thing does, because like I said, for me personally, I don't see, I mean, it looks like more the same, but I feel like the first model, two things made it really successful. One, it was the fact that it was the first of its kind. It was the whole novelty factor of a home console and handheld in one. And two, it was all those bloody Wii U ports, which, you know, you're getting some paid upgrades of Switch titles, but difference is everyone's played those titles now, so it doesn't have the same effect. Yeah, so we just have to wait and see. But anyway, have a great rest of your day.